Hi, I'm Emily Shacklett, leader of the Executive Services Practice Group here at Fairport and Luma Wealth. We come to you today because there's an ever-changing job environment out there. But interestingly enough, even though it feels pretty painful, we're seeing some movement in the market. Still, some companies in various industries are hiring, and people are looking for new careers. You know, there's a statistic that shows that 70% of hiring managers expect someone to negotiate their compensation. And by the way, what that probably means is they're lowballing you. But yet, still, only 39% of people actually negotiate their comp. So, if you're thinking about a new career, we come to you today with some ideas about how to make sure you maximize your compensation. I want to start out by telling you a story about Harry. Harry received a phone call from a recruiter offering a pretty fantastic opportunity with a great salary and bonus package. And Harry was like, I really have to think about this. But yet, I love my current company. I really like my boss. The culture is good. I've been here for 20 years, so I have a lot of institutional knowledge and I've gained a lot of respect. But I really have to pursue this opportunity. So Harry reached out to his advisors because he knew, I necessarily can't be objective about this decision. I need to look at all the factors, and there may be things that I can't see. So what I want to talk to you about today is the first step of the conversation we had with Harry, which is let's talk about the non-financial factors in your career and in your job that will play an impact and a part in you deciding if you're going to make a move or not. So what are those factors? First of all, culture. You hear the quote, culture eats strategy every day of the week. And it truly does. The fact of the matter is, you can have the best strategy, make the best career decisions, and make a lot of money. But if the culture is in a place where you can survive, or actually you really want to thrive, then your career is not going to take the path you want it to. So how do you make sure that you're not jumping out of the frying pan into the fire and that you're moving into a culture where you can be successful? I would say, first of all, ask the right questions of the right people. Make sure that you are talking to people at multiple levels within an organization and really digging deeply on how people interact within that organization. How's the teamwork factor within that organization? Do they have core values? And do they just preach them, or do they actually live by them? How do they engage in the community and really serve the broader community that's a part of their client base? These are very important factors for you to consider. And probably most important of all, and something very overlooked, is career tracking. As you are looking at this company, do you see a future for yourself there? You may like the job you're jumping into, but will you like the job one step from now or 2 steps from now? So really understand what your path might look like and if there's a path for you there. So the second thing I'll talk about is perks. Perks are key, but easy to overlook because they are somewhat non-financial in nature. So I like to say, when it comes to negotiating a new job, you don't know what you got till it's gone sometimes, and then it's too late. So what are these perk type factors? Well, number one, dues or memberships. If you are someone who has a designation and is involved in membership organizations or professional organizations, will your company support your attendance and participation, and will they support you financially to be a part of this? That's key, and not every company is created equally, so you want to look at that. Number 2, allowances is another thing to think about, whether it's parking allowances because you're going to work downtown and have to pay for parking, whether it is educational allowances. Will they help you with your kids' college education that's coming up? Will they help you further your education and your designations? These things are all critical, but they're easy to overlook. Last, there's a few that are kind of like fun and maybe I can get them, maybe I can't, but do they provide daycare? If I'm a mom of young children and I need to go to work and they're providing daycare services for me, that's pretty amazing. That's something that's going to catch my eye. So be thinking about those kinds of non-financial factors that really do impact the bottom line at the end of the day. So the next factor for consideration is lifestyle considerations. These are things like work from home. If there's anything we learned this year, we can be really productive working from home. We can be very successful. But the question becomes, in the future, will the company support your ability to work from home? Will they provide you with work from home setup? Will they allow it? This is important to some people to be able to have that flexibility. While we're on the topic of flexibility, the next factor would be flexibility of work hours. For many of us, we're juggling so many things at one time. Caring for aging parents, running our kids around from activity to activity, taking them to appointments. So the ability to work for a company that has flexible hours, it's a real godsend. It's something that's very important to so many of us to be able to get our job done, but yet at the same time, be able to be there for our family. So that's a key consideration. Another factor is your commute and your travel. It's something people so often overlook, but if you're going to be required to work from the office and it's an hour away from your house, that's 2 hours you'll lose every day. Is that something you can get comfortable with? And alternatively, someday we're all getting on planes again and travel. Are they going to require you to run all over the country? And is that something that you can do in your current life circumstances? Or will they be flexible and allow you to do virtual meetings? So make sure you understand these things, because these are the things that if you haven't asked all the right questions, these are the things that get you upset and frustrated once you've started into that job and you realize, oh gosh, I'm not sure what I signed up for. The last thing I'll mention, and this is kind of an obvious one, but relocation. Some companies, whether it's in that first step that you take in your career with a company or in future steps, they're going to require you to relocate in order to continue on the career path trajectory that we talked about earlier. So know what you're getting yourself into and know if it's something that you can get comfortable with. So these are the non-financial factors that Harry talked to his advisor about to determine, is this new opportunity really that good for me? Is this something I really want and worth me giving up some of the longevity I have at my old company? Coming up in our next video, we're going to talk about the financial factors that we talked about with Harry. And so we'd love for you to join us to hear more about that. If what we talked about today resonated with you, if you're grappling with a decision like this right now, don't hesitate to reach out to me or to your Fairport or Luma advisor to talk a little bit more, to get that objective sounding board. We want to hear from you and we want to help you with these kinds of decisions.